Good morning, good evening, folks. Dr. Prepper here, and today we're going to make a video about the Marlin 1895 GBL in 4570. If you're watching this video, you're likely familiar with this gun. It's been around since the 70s. I mean, the cartridge has been around for quite a while. But Marlin started production of these in 71 or 72. Man, we're going to talk about a few different subjects today. We're going to talk about, is this really something for home defense? Is it something you could use for, survival? Could you use this for a grid down situation? And really, is it really better than a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge? We're going to get into those subjects. Alright, so first some specs on this gun. The overall length, as you can see, it's not huge. 37 inches, so it's really like a carbine length. Same size as my Mini 14. Obviously a little bigger than the AR, but certainly very maneuverable. It's got a 18.5-inch barrel, so that's pretty standard on your pump shotgun, at least home defense wise. But the capacity, it is a 6 in the tube, 1 in the chamber, so you got a 7-round capacity. Usually on those home defense shotguns with the 18.5-inch barrel, you're looking at 5 in the tube, 1 in the chamber, which is pretty much the same thing, but one was always a little better, right? Okay, so the weight of this gun, it's hefty. It's got a big old barrel on it, a big thick barrel to handle those rounds. But fully loaded, it's not crazy. I think it's 7 pounds unloaded. And I'm going to be doing a lot of comparisons to the pump shotgun. And these 45-70 rounds, they're not carrying a 1-ounce slug. Okay, they're 300 to 500 grain. So fully loaded, you're definitely going to be a little lighter than a pump shotgun loaded with slugs. Okay. Now these bullets, you can get these anywhere to 300 to 500 grain. Okay, and they're gonna come scooting out around 1,000 to 1,900, and from what I know, you could really hand load these things to do whatever you want as far as penetration, speed. You want hollow tips, and you could really manipulate them. I don't do any hand loading, but there's a lot of guys out there who do. You could really make them do whatever you want. Real quick, just the build quality on this. I know that Remington bought Marlin. I haven't owned any Marlins before Remington. I did take this gun apart. I gave it a quick polish on the inside just to smooth it up a bit. I don't notice really any problems with the fit and finish. If you got really picky, you could find some stuff, I guess. For $600, this thing is built like a tank, and there's nothing really abnormal or anything that doesn't fit the way it really should on this gun. There's no gaps, there's no overlays, there's no burrs anywhere. Everything runs really nice with this rifle. All right, so really the crux of the conversation is really like the POU for this. I mean, obviously this is a hunting gun. For buffalo, for elk, for deer, not for squirrel, but we're going to talk about, can you use this for home defense? I mean, obviously yes. Okay, if a bullet comes out of it, you can use it for home defense. You can use 22, you can use your little Derringer, come on. You could use anything for home defense. You could use your fists for home defense, although they're not that good. So, obviously, stupid answer for a stupid question. But, as far as a good choice, it's probably not the best choice for your home defense. It is one hit a quitter. It does have excellent, penetration, which is not something that you want. Okay, unless you're shooting through a line of 10 bad guys all lined down your stairwell, you don't want that over penetration. You can load something, a light load at a high velocity with a hollow tip that is not going to penetrate as much. But those aren't so available. If you want to hand load, those Lever Evolution rounds are similar. It is good because it's maneuverable. It's short. You can get around the house with this. You could turn corners. You're not going to get hooked on anything. It does have a decent round capacity. Like I said, you got a 7-round total capacity. That's pretty good. It is reliable. So, just like a pump, I would certainly take a pump shotgun over a semi-automatic shotgun, just because you have to adjust your gassing for what kind of round you're using. I could shoot just as fast with a pump as a semi. I think most people can. It's also easy to run. If you had to teach somebody quick, it's pretty self-explanatory. They've seen enough movies. You put the thing in here, you do this, and then you're ready to pull this. It's not a difficult concept if you had to teach somebody how to use this for home defense. Okay. That's about it. I don't know if it's really the best for home defense. It's certainly usable. Obviously, with any gun, you need to know, what's beyond that wall that you're shooting at. But if your family's life is in jeopardy, you're going to use what you got, regardless. You're not going to not take the shot. Knowing that at least your family's not behind the wall. But as far as the neighbors, you're not going to not take the shot to save your family. So it certainly can be used in home defense. Is it better than 12 gauge? Probably not. There are instances where you do want some penetration. People talk about the bird shot and penetration, this and that in the home. Look, if that bad guy's on the other side of the wall, or hiding behind the couch or something like that, behind the fridge, whatever, I'm going to want my penetration. I don't want my bird shot. Okay? I'd rather take that penetration and worry about it afterwards, because I don't want something like that stop me. They're not, you never know what you're going to be faced with. I'll put it that way. Penetration isn't always a bad thing. It can be desirable. This gun, in like a survival situation, grid down, we're talking about maybe people coming to your home, maybe a group of people, maybe one person, maybe a whole gang of people coming down your street. Is this what you're going to reach for? And also beyond that, is the grid totally down? Are you by yourself? Are you trying to navigate your family through through whatever environment you're in? Mine is a urban, suburban environment. Is this what you're going to grab, or can it do the job? If this is your only gun, it can certainly do the job. It's like I said before. It's got that powerful round, man. This will take you out. Up to 150 yards. This thing is accurate. At 150 yards, you're still carrying a lot of velocity. Unlike a slug. You're not going to have that buckshot spread. I'm doing a lot of comparisons to shotgun, because that's really what your choice would be, if that was your situation. I do like the range that you're able to get, and the velocity, and the accuracy. You're definitely a little more accurate with this than some slugs, man. It is also like a kind of a low-key profile. I'm not really worried about that if that's the situation that you're in. Really, if you got a gun on you, a gun's a gun. You hide. If you're not hiding it, then a gun's a gun. Problem with that also is that the ammo for this gun's expensive. It's over $2 a round. If you're hand loading, I don't hand load, so I don't know where that's going to be. But it's expensive ammo. It's rare ammo. You're not going to be bartering and trading a lot of people for 4570s. And if you are, the price is probably going to be high because they probably don't have too many, and they probably already paid enough as it is when they first got it. It does have a lower mag capacity. We're talking survival, shit hit the fan. Obviously, an AR, Mini 14, or anything else. You don't have a 30-round mag. You don't have a 20-round mag. You don't have a 10-round mag. So reloading is slower. Capacity is lower. But it can be used. If you're, the thing is, hunting for small game. If you're out there, this isn't what you want for small game. It's not as accurate, obviously, as like a 22 or something, or 223. If you're hunting small game, things like that, things that are really going to be in my area where I am, urban, suburban. You're hunting birds. You can't shoot a bird shot through this, so it's really not the best hunting in that way. Maybe where you live, but not where I live. Now we've gone through a lot really versus the 12 gauge. It's going to have better accuracy. It is lighter, loaded. The ammo's lighter and smaller to carry. You're going to range out a little farther than that shotgun with accuracy and with muzzle velocity, or velocity rather. The versatility and availability of ammo obviously is much better on a shotgun than this. You can shoot all types of stuff out of a shotgun. You can make your own loads. I'm sure you've seen videos of people shooting, anything, shooting M&Ms out of a shotgun if you want, whatever you want to do. So this gun is great. It's a good gun. Okay, it's very reliable. It's a sexy looking gun. Okay, it's just a powerful, powerful round. Ow, that can really range out there. You're not going to find this ammo around in a shit hit the fan grid down situation. You're just not. Really, the role that this would play, if this is what you had in your home and things were going down, you would use this to get out of Dodge, get out of the home, defeat the initial threat. It's very intimidating. It's very powerful. You got the range. You got the power. It's good to get out of where you are and defeat immediate threat. Not something I would probably take on the road with me unless it's the only thing I got, or if there's another person in my party that needs a firearm. So that pretty much wraps up where I stand on this gun in its roles to play as far as a defensive weapon in just a plain home invasion defense, in a shit hitting the fan angry mob situation, or really in a bug out survival situation as well. Okay, but you know how it goes. Having something's better than nothing, and this sure ain't too bad. Dr. Pepper out.